The Democratic Party is fractured. We have problems from the local, state, and national levels that we need to address and we need to fix if we are going to continue as a party in fighting for democracy and having a voice in this country. My name is Kurt Mullet. I'm Hoosier Blue. I have something to say. Let's get at it. The Democratic Party on the local, state, and national levels is fractured. Many of us progressive liberals who believe in the ideologies of Bernie Sanders and AOC and others like them, grassroots representatives who believe in a bottom-up approach, meaning that they are elected and sustained by the people rather than being dictated by party leaders and wealthy donors. We are frustrated and frankly pissed off at the leadership that has been in control of our party since, frankly, Barack Obama left office and the felon took over. Their lack of aggressiveness in holding this dude accountable for the numerous and unending assaults on American democracy that he has inflicted is unacceptable to so many of us Democrats. Regardless if you are progressive or not, it's simply unacceptable. And January 6th was the final straw for many of us. I know it was for me. He should have been arrested the day Joe was inaugurated. That should have been Joe's first action as the newly elected president. Now, if you remember, at that time, many Republicans, from Turtle Mitch McConnell to Elise Stefanik, believed that the felon alone was to blame for the events of January 6th. I will always believe that many Republicans would have supported his arrest for tyranny and the actions that he took to create the events of January 6th. Without a doubt, the worst action ever inflicted on our nation by a sitting president. Period. This is the one thing that I will never forgive Joe Biden for. It showed weakness, and the GOP saw that, and they pounced on it. And now, here we are, living through the hell that is the destruction of our democracy, with our hands tied behind our backs because of the passive nature of our Democratic leadership. I have been villainized for criticism of our leadership within our party on the local, state, and national levels. I am unapologetic for my opinions and my beliefs. I have something to say, and I have the right to say it. Sometimes the truth cuts deeply. When David Hogg, a Gen Z progressive liberal and a survivor of the Stoneman Douglas school shooting, or as it is more known as the Parkland shooting, when he was appointed the vice chair of the Democratic National Party, many of us thought that finally change was going to occur. And no matter what your opinion is of David, whether you like him or not, it was a sign to many of us, a glimmer of hope that possibly change was going to take place within the ranks of the Democratic Party. But it did not take long for the DNC and those in power to shut him down and to remove him from his position. Now, we have witnessed a progressive liberal socialist candidate, a 33-year-old, Zohran Mamdani, successfully win the New York City mayor's Democratic primary race. Yet many prominent Democrats, including Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, continue to refuse to endorse him. One has to ask, why? Why will you not get behind this man? In March, in Indiana, our state Democratic Party elected Karen Talion as our state party chair. Karen is a 74-year-old who served as a state Senate representative of District 4 here in Indiana for 16 years. She's part of the old guard. She was elected under very questionable circumstances over Destiny Wells, a 42-year-old progressive liberal who is very popular with many Democrats across our state and extremely popular with many millennials and Gen Zers in our state. She has served in the U.S. Army Reserve since 2003. She is an eighth generation farmer and a practicing attorney. She was who we wanted as our state party chair. And when the gatekeepers caught wind that she had the votes to be elected, well, they did some behind the scenes deals and took action to prevent that from happening. Let's just say collusion within our own state party occurred, and they stole the election away from Destiny. Destiny was the change that we needed, and who would have pointed our party in the right direction and would have created a new enthusiasm that the Democrats so desperately need in our state. But because the gatekeepers of our party did not want that, here we are, divided and increasing the size of the fracture within our ranks. Democrats in Indiana hold no statewide offices, and only 2 of our 9 congressional seats are held by Democrats. Our state has been under Republican trifecta control for 16 out of the last 20 years. And when the 2026 elections roll around, that control will have been for 18 out of the last 22 years. Republicans hold 70 out of the 100 seats in our House and 40 out of the 50 seats in our Senate. Do you understand why we want change in our state? Democratic presidential candidates have won Indiana a measly 5 times since 1900. 1912, 32, 36, 64, and 2008. Do you understand now why so many other Hoosiers and myself are being critical of our Democratic leadership? I hope that these stats give you a little bit better understanding why so many of us in the state of Indiana are critical of the people that are leading our party and where they have led us to. The problem within the Democratic Party is that they are resisting change. They do not appreciate or accept criticism, even though the criticism is based on facts and their performance. In Indiana, both on the state and local levels, they have led us down a losing path for far too long, and they need to go, and changes need to occur. And this holds true on the national level as well. Maybe not to the length or depth that Indiana leadership has shown, but without a doubt or question, their lack of progressiveness and not doing or showing the leadership that so many of us liberal Democrats across this country expect and demand. Well, let me just say it this way. If changes do not occur, if we simply continue down the path that they have put us on, I just hope it's not too late. Thank you for watching my podcast. If you like what I have to say, please subscribe, hit the like button, drop me a comment below. Tell your friends, tell your families, tell your coworkers about my podcast and what I have to say. I'm Kurt Mullet. I'm Hoosier Blue. I have something to say. catch you on the other side.